Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the all-new Ford Mustang Mach-E GT, and in today's video I'm going to explain why this is superior to Tesla. Before we get into the video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Large Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Mach-E GT. This one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. And then also, if you want to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. So first off, we need to start with some performance figures. So this has 480 horsepower and then 600 pound-feet of torque. There is a performance model of the GT that has another 34 pound-feet of torque. But regardless, this has way more torque than a Model Y performance, and acceleration is just as quick, if not quicker, than the Model Y performance. Now, from a range perspective, this has about 270 miles of range. On the dash, it says it's at 99% charge, and it says 269, so yeah, sounds like it's pretty much right there from a range perspective, which again is really close to what you can get with the Tesla. Now, the next thing that really stands out with the Mustang Mach-E GT is the fact that it has a lot of normal and easy to use controls, like the key fob, for example. This is a regular key fob that has an unlock function, a lock function, and then an opening for the hatch. There's no weird gimmicks. This isn't a silly card that you put in your wallet. And I know a lot of Tesla people are going to talk about how much they love the card, but guess what? It's nice being able to just hop into a vehicle and start it up rather than having to hop into a vehicle and then go and slide your wallet over the card place and then it not work, and then you have to take the card out of your wallet and then slide it over again, and then yeah, it's a process. It's not exactly fun. So like, that's another big thing. Next thing is styling here with the Mach-E GT. Now I understand that styling comes down to what you personally like, and some people might like the Tesla styling a little bit more than the Mach-E GT styling, but I think if we look at things objectively, this is a cooler, sportier, more unique looking vehicle, because the Tesla Model Y looks just like the Model 3, and the Model 3 just looks like every other Tesla. They don't really have a unique styling, and they don't do anything that really makes the cars particularly beautiful. They're all just kind of ugly. Whereas, yeah, I understand that, you know, Ford using the Mustang name was kind of frustrating with this for some people, but regardless, it still looks really cool. You have these nice headlights here, and they've got really cool daytime running lights. You guys can see those illuminated now. They're kind of blinking on camera, but also with the turn signal. That's another cool thing with the Mach-E GT, and then just some blacked out elements. And I feel like they actually put effort into the design of this to not only make it aerodynamic, obviously, but then just to make it cool. And then like, look at stuff here at the bottom. Again, it's performance, so it has a aggressive front splitter. You don't get that with Teslas. You have to go to an aftermarket company to get cool looking bits like that with a Tesla. And then it still has practical EV stuff like these aerodynamic wheels. Now, if you get the performance version of the GT, it doesn't have aerodynamic wheels. It has the sportier looking wheels, but still, again, practical EV thing. And so it still does style with practicality. I love the red calipers there because it's like a sporty car thing to do. And then notice really nice body painted fender flares. You got your Mach-E 4X badge on the side, and then notice all the trim there at the bottom is all blacked out. Another thing is frankly fit and finish. So I have yet to review a Mustang Mach-E that has like serious annoying panel gaps, and I'm sure people will let me know if they've seen those in person in the comment section down below, and they'll probably have their username as Tesla owner 100 or whatever. But like, the build quality on these seem to be so much better, and that's because Ford's been making cars forever. And another thing is, you know, storage space practicality. This is just as practical as the Model Y, which this is, you know, competing against right now from a storage space perspective. The Model Y might be a little bit larger with the trunk area, but this is pretty dang close here with the Mach-E GT. It's got the built-in cargo cover, which is nice. And again, look, just press a button and lower it. Simple, easy to use controls. And the rear styling of the Mach-E is another thing that I think looks really good, frankly. I think they did a great job with the overall styling. Again, I understand some people are upset with the Mustang lights. I hear you, but it looks cool overall. Now, one thing that I will say that has been a little bit annoying to me is these weird button handles. I've gotten used to it now, but yeah, at first it was kind of weird. Interior fit and finish and material use feels and looks a lot better than the Tesla, especially like the seats. Like, look, these seats actually have some style to them, right? It's not just bland, monotone, nothing happening. And then we got practical stuff like vents here, USBs as well. And then of course we got the EV glass roof thing. going on. And then pop into the front. And it's weird that they have this handle here for the front door, but then not for the back door. It's kind of interesting that they did it that way. But again, material use, fantastic. Got blind spot monitoring. We're gonna pop in because I guess that they're doing dealership yard work today. So this is another big thing, and that is just the interior, like, again, fit and finish, material use, design, all of that stuff. So like steering wheel looks, again, cool and unique. Yeah, it does have some plastic controls, so we do need to mention that. It's got adaptive cruise control, right? And Ford has their Blue Cruise system, which is supposed to compete with Tesla's whole self-driving system. And then you've got your turn signal stock, and then you have your windshield wiper stock. And again, just like unique material use all throughout. Sorry if the lighting is horrible, some of these shots right here. But I think they did a really good job overall. Again, easy to use controls. Like if I want to turn the lights on or off, I just have a dial to do that. I don't have to jump into a screen. And again, digital gauge cluster. The fact that it just has a gauge cluster. And like I said, it says 269 with 99% charge right there. And then, yeah, it does have a giant infotainment system, just like the Model Y, but at least not everything is controlled via the infotainment system, which is something that I appreciate. But there are a lot of controls integrating the infotainment system. Another thing is camera system, really good. Ford knows how to make a solid camera system. Now, Tesla has a pretty good camera system, but I feel like Ford's camera system overall is just a little bit more user-friendly. And again, the way that I look at these vehicles is, the easier it is for me to just jump in and figure out all the features, I think the better it's designed. If I have to basically take a course to figure out how to work different functions with a car, it's not designed very well. Whereas, again, with the Ford, I feel like everything just makes sense, frankly. So, like, look at this. You got a little icon there for the Mach-E. And, again, definitely a lot of carryover from what you see in Tesla. They definitely have taken a lot of inspiration, I will say that, so we got to mention that again. But yeah, if I want to do a one-pedal drive, it's like, boom, just turn it on or off. And I just feel like I don't have to dive into as many menus with the Mach-E. That's something that I have noticed with this. It seems like it's all straightforward, and I like how they're different areas. So like that is for car stuff, right, with this tab. And then this is for basically like fun stuff, right? Radio, you have got the whole fun sketch thing, your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. So it's kind of for like the non-important stuff, if that makes sense. And then look at this, climate control's always pulled up, again, easy to use, straightforward. And I feel like if I threw in some 80-year-old person that has never seen technology before and just threw them into this car, right, and said, hey, I need you to change the temperature, boom, they would just go, oh, pretty intuitive. Whereas in a Tesla, you kind of have to pull up a menu and everything, and it takes a second. So like, again, just a lot more intuitive. So overall, yes, they have taken a lot of inspiration from Tesla, so we do need to give Tesla credit for that. But at the same time, I feel like they've basically taken what Tesla's done and just improved upon it. Now notice here with the storage space, now this is another thing that Tesla has, tons of storage space in this area, so I wouldn't say that one is better over the other. Dial shifter versus Tesla's column shifter, I don't have preference one over the other. And then notice we've got parking assistance, parking brake, and then we've got more storage space here. It's cool that it says GT right there. And then regular glove box with a handle. Like, I want to be able to just do this. I don't want to have to press screen buttons to open up every single thing in a car. It's so frustrating. And then you guys kind of already saw here at the top, but like sunglass holder, and then you got the roof here at the top, and then got universal garage door openers, all that fun stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the interior. And so let's just pop out and sum things up here with the Mach-E, which again, easy to use door handle, which is definitely fun. So here's the deal. Some of the things that I mentioned in the video, and I'm just being upfront with this, are obviously down to personal preference, like the styling of the Mach-E from the interior to the exterior. But this is kind of how I feel, is that Tesla's like your boring, generic name brand cereal. Whereas Ford is, even though you'd think Ford would be your boring, generic name brand cereal because they've been around for a long time, is like your fun, exciting new thing that you've never tried before. And actually, it tastes really good. And that's kind of what the Mustang Mach-E is you wouldn't think that Ford's first EV would be as good as it is. And well, it is as good as it is. It looks great. It has a really fun interior. It drives amazingly well. If you want to see driving with this, then just type in Ben Hardy Mustang Mach-E GT, and I have several driving reviews with this package. And so it's less of a one-trick pony than what the Tesla is. Basically, what Tesla's been able to do is mass produce EVs that have a charging network that is readily available to them, and they've basically produced them in a way where there's not a whole lot of change between the different packages. And so again, they're just really simplistic overall, which again is great for production, but it's not so great in terms of a product being exciting over the long term. And also what Tesla doesn't have is, well, the dealer network. A lot of people complain about the dealer network because of pricing things and all that kind of stuff, and I understand on that. But from a service standpoint, the dealer network is amazing, because if I bought one of these Mustang Mach-E's, this dealership is literally like 10-20 minutes from where I live. If I bought a Tesla Model Y and something went wrong with it, the closest service center is well over an hour away. And it's literally in a completely different county. So it's not nearly as, Tesla servicing is not nearly as accessible as OEM servicing. And so Tesla is going to continue to sell a lot of cars, and people are going to continue to, again, just buy Teslas over the long term, and their overall sales numbers will increase, but their market share is going to continue to decrease because products like this are being released, and frankly, they're superior to Tesla. The only thing that the OEMs don't have that Tesla has right now is just the charging network. Once we get a solid charging network that everyone can use, Tesla's days are over. That's going to sum things up for our video, going over this Mustang Mach-E GT and talking about how it compares to Tesla. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you would go for Tesla or if you would go for an OEM like Ford. And with that being said, again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with this Mustang. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I probably just triggered a lot of people because I just called it a Mustang. I'll see ya.